Good evening. Hope you're all well. Very warm welcome. It's Wednesday evening, just coming up to 9:45. So tonight we are going to be venturing out into space in our retriever. It didn't go well last time, you will recall. Let's see if we can remember to bring the drones back with us this time. Okay, so if we get ourselves on over to the asteroid belt. Moderately mined. Well, we shall see. So we are sporting the retriever. We got 2 strip miner 1 lasers. We got our mining survey chipset. And we've got a multi-spectrum shield hardener just in case. But we haven't been daring at all this evening. We're just hanging out in level 1, which is in Kisogo, which basically means that we should be safe. We're unattractive because if somebody is aggressive against us, Concord will take them out. Okay, so getting a little bit distracted by the music here. So what I'm gonna do if we are aiming for Scordite, so we can be a little bit scientific here, using the overview to get us to the nearest the nearest rocks, the nearest scordite. Seemed to be taking an eternity. So I'm just going to try and be a little bit clever and try and get a couple of bits close together, because the drones are only useful. The drones are only useful if you can use them on a rock that's fairly near. So if we say, yeah, they're going to be a similar distance away. Okay. So we'll lock that one up. And we'll lock that one up as well. And I think we've got a couple to get started there now. We should be close enough to fire the lasers up. So if we okay. And that'll be the one that we'll use with our drones. This one's a little bit further away. But we'll use the drones with this one. Okay. Okay. I do like mining. It's quite relaxing. Getting a little bit more confident out in space now. Okay, let's find another few. So if we lock that one up, it's already locked up. We've okay, we've been quite successful with our drones actually. Okay. And we've almost filled the cargo. Well, we haven't almost filled it, but it's filling up quite quickly. We have incoming. Oh, we are about to run out on one of them. Yeah, the one with the drone support is most likely to become exhausted first.
The asteroid is depleted.
poetry. Oh, we got a full cargo hold. Now, let's not forget our drones this time. Herbie Hancock. Okay, all drones present and correct.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
So the value of our haul so far is 3.7 million. Let's stash that. And we'll total it all up at the end.
Warp drive active.
Moderately mined again. Cool. So just looking. we've chosen the furthest one now. Let me sort that. Okay, so as I teased in the comment for the stream, I have joined a corp in Eve, and given that I'm a noob and can't really do much, I've actually built them a website for the Eve company. So their company is the Hiberium Accord. This is actually a website on hiberium.e-businesshosting.biz. And what it does, it basically logs onto the API and pulls all the corp information out and displays it with links. Log in using your Eve account details. You have to authenticate. And then it will use the API. We'll come back to that. That is easily the nearest one. So let's select that one. And deploy the drones. quarter full. Yeah, so as I was saying, I've joined the Iberian Accord, and as my contribution to the corporation, I put them together a website in the real world. But it's actually an app and website combined, because it uses the API to pull all the company information through. And I will keep you advised on how this develops, because it's a prototype, and I will probably start my own corporation so I can actually test the workflow all the way through. But it's a really, really simple principle. When it's all set up, it just pulls through all the information, all the company information from Eve to the external website. There is a contact form, an about page, recruitment. Recruitment is as difficult in Eve as it is in real life. Good engineers hard to find. So watch this space. This could trigger something else. You know, these things go. I'm considering starting a business myself. A web hosting business inside Eve with an external website. Wicked. Iberian Accord, and you can find that site at iberium.e-ebusinesshosting, all one word, .biz. Have a look. Message me on here. Message the CEO of Iberium Accord. Whatever you want. Have a play. Get a feel. This is the future. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. They feel a bit too far away for the drones to be effective.
The asteroid is depleted.
Yeah, that kind of distance, in my view, I don't think it's as effective with drones, because drones are dependent on travel time, whereas lasers aren't, per se. So have a look at the Hyperion Accord website if you get a minute. I think it's pretty awesome the way it logs on the API and pulls all the company information through. May develop that further.
The asteroid is depleted. The asteroid is depleted.
So for the non-Eve players that we've got watching, that is basically the Hyperion Accord website. Hyperion Accord is a corporation that is set up in Eve within the game. I'm now a member of that corp, and I'm the webmaster. That is my role. They do all the complicated gamey stuff. Least I could do was build the website. So this information just pulls through from the API. As the webmaster, you install it. First user is the webmaster in the database. You identify the company, and then it pulls all the information through. And automatically sends the CEO a message in-game to come and authenticate, and then all the enhanced features burst into life. It's not my website, so I'm only going to show you the public bit. But I did make it, did build it, did design it. Got to be honest, the design I had on the back burner for a little while. Simplicity itself. So it sits in cyberspace. It's accessible globally. That is amazing, isn't it? Put my drones away for a little while.
The asteroid is depleted.
So for any viewers who've just joined us, I've not been on Eve that long, only a few weeks, but I've already joined a corporation, the Highbury and McCord. Their website is displayed on the left hand side of the picture, I believe, bottom left corner. And the so what is that I built the website. We have a web service enterprise infrastructure, so I thought might as well use it. Quite surprised actually at the ease that it really wasn't difficult to pull all the information through using the API from the Eve game. There's a contact form, but the first thing it asks you when you get to the site, and certainly on the contact form, is it asks you to authenticate. And that's because any interaction with the website on the public side of the site is straightforward, but anything that interacts with the game, you need to authenticate, which is not dissimilar to the way you have to work with other provider APIs. But Eve has a highly functional API. It's very good. Of course, when I spoke with the CEO about potential for a website, I did have a look, and there are some very quite awesome apps actually, but really overkill and highly complex. So this is just PHP and MySQL LAMP. Should we go and do a little bit of training? Because mining is good. Mining is good for revenue generation. But if you're going to survive in Eve, you need to be able to defend yourself and potentially do missions which involve certainly killing non-player characters.
The asteroid is depleted.
Look at that. Absolutely awesome. I really enjoy watching these videos now. So stick with me. We'll do some training. We'll go and I'll explain what I'm going to do and why as we do it. But stay tuned. I'm going to put the Venture in the garage. And we'll get out. We'll get out a ship I've designed to test my laser skills. Combat lasers. Thanks for the follow on kick. MixCloud quiet tonight. Awesome music. Played this all the time. So being able to game and listen to music, I think is awesome. So we will be recording a VOD video on demand of this on Kick. We are recording a 4K video as we speak. So we are streaming to MixCloud, Kick and Twitch. And even though we have a DJ soundtrack on the stream, we'll be uploading the video with the game soundtrack, because I'm recording the game soundtrack as well as the audio track. Cargo hold is full. Okay, let's take a journey back.
Warp drive active.
Good job I put those drones away. Okay, so
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
okay, so I'm going to let you into a little secret. I've got a much more valuable ship. I'm going to show it to you. So this, look at that monster. Okay, so let's have a look inside, shall we? This is a succubus, and this is one of the most lethal ships, and it's so lethal because it moves like lightning. So we got a 1 meganewton afterburner 2. So that is going like shit off a shovel. Defense, we've got a small shield extender 2, and to help us with a little bit of aggression, we've got some small focus pulse laser 2s, which are the biggest that I could fit in. And we got 3 heatsink 2s, and what the heatsink 2s do, they increase the speed, if you like, of the weapons. So this is an absolute monster. But look at this, with all those goodies, 118 million. Compared with my venture, which cost me 300k. So the bottom line is, I'm not going out in this yet, because 118 mil. It's a lot to lose. So let me show you what I'm doing instead. So this is my venture. And this was, before I got the barge, this was what I used for mining. And then I got the Pioneer. But given that one of the first things that I was going to do in my succubus was go out and start killing NPCs, non-player characters, rats, as they're sometimes called, as well as potentially get into a player versus player situation, I need to practice. Not been killed so far. Come close a few times, and you'll see why. It's Wednesday evening, 10 to 11 in the evening in the UK. Weather's getting better, unlike Canada. So, that is my venture. But I have blinged it up a little bit. And I'll show you how. So, what year did Paul DeCane put this together? Answers on a postcard. So, back to business. So because we've obviously, if we're dealing in combat rather than mining and production and manufacturing skills, you need to obviously equip the ship with weaponry. Now, this is the wrong ship for weapons, but it has some distinct advantages, and one of them is this, the price. Look at that. I've blinged this up with small focus pulse laser 1 with multi-frequency S crystals as the ammunition. We got 2 of those. 1 meganewton afterburner 1, afterburner 2. You can put an afterburner 2 in there, but you can only ride round in bursts. And heatsink 2. Remember, I used heatsink 2 in the other one, in the succubus. So while we've got these lasers fitted, and we've got bucketfuls of power available, might as well speed up the rate at which the laser operates. And small shield extender 1 is the only shield extender which will fit in the slot. Now I'm going to leave the rigging slots empty because while it would be good to get some more defense or attack in there. The value of the ship is 1.4 million, and as it currently stands, I got no problem with losing that. In fact, I think I've probably got another venture ready to go for when that happens. So we are going to see if there are any rats about. This is not a normal mission. If you were killing rats normally, the most effective way of killing rats is with drones. And I'm not deploying drones because it's the lasers that I need to get the hang of, and using the tools. Okay, just queuing up Sheila B. Devotion. Okay, so I've shown you the ship, I've shown you the setup, I've shown you the price. It really is cheap as chips. So we are going to go out into the asteroid belts. Anyone. And you can see here we've got our two small focused pulse lasers grouped. Our afterburner 1 and our shield extender equipped with heatsink 2. So let's just click in space and oh look, there's a few locations. So given that these are going to be aggressive, I'm not going to go too close, so let's just stay 30 kilometers away. Now I've created a custom tab, custom overview tab, which will enable me to see, here we go, we've got some non-player characters. And look, there's a bounty. There's a 3k bounty on that particular NPC. So my preferred way to do this, and it is, I've got to be honest, it is evolving. See, it's got a target lock on me. Very hostile. So what I'm basically going to do, first thing I'm going to do is enable my afterburner, because that will, if I'm moving a bit faster, that will make me more difficult to hit. So normally the maximum velocity of this ship is 418 meters per second, and the max velocity with the afterburner 1 is 928 meters per second. So that's the thinking behind that. Gosh, this is getting quite close now, isn't it? Right, so I'm going to do, I'm going to lock that up, and then I'm going to select orbit, and as soon as I've got the default orbit set to 3,500, and as soon as I get in the neighbourhood of 3,500, I'm going to start shooting. Ooh. We are fighting back now. Didn't take much damage though. See, if we were just training these normally, we'd have the drones out. We'd have a completely different setup. But it's only because I want to practice with the lasers. I want to practice getting hit, which I've done quite well today. Oh, look at that! Ooh, whoa, whoa! Not so hard. Just don't lose your composure. Keep orbiting. Keep orbiting. Keep them locked up. Keep the weapon firing. Ooh, we got some mooring inbound. See if we can finish that one off. Just got to keep orbiting, keep it firing. Making short work of them now. I'm deliberately not pressing the F1 key, which is the manual override for firing, so you can actually see the control. I'm doing this just like a noob. Top right, you've got all the hit points against the selected targets. It's quite good actually. So just try and make sure the nearest one I'm always orbiting. Because if you're orbiting, you're moving. The afterburner gives you a bit of a boost. Quite pleased with the state of the shields. I'm not normally at this time in this location. Shields are halfway over. So you keep orbiting, and that prevents him from getting away as well, because if he goes away, the orbit will close the distance. It seems to be taking an eternity there. Any more for any more? Okay. Drone cluster.
Warp drive active.
See, the shield damage there will reset very quickly. So we've cleared that field. Somebody else is already here. That restricted access means that they're wrecks, but they belong to other people because they're other people's kills. So I'm not in a rush. Drone cluster, we did that one. Let's have a look at this one.
Drive active.
Okay, it looks like we've just got one. So that's approach, 27 kilometers. As soon as it comes into the scope, we'll lock it up. In fact, we'll start orbiting. And it's locked. And away we go. I don't mind them respawning at this kind of speed, actually. Hostile. No shit. Oh, I'm overzealous on the fire button. Ooh, that hurt. We could try and dance around, but I just want to concentrate on keeping. Okay. Good job I've come prepared to die, isn't it? But we'll see how we go. We have a strategy. Let's just keep playing the strategy. And we have quite a bit of tank actually. So first time I went out in this, I'll be honest, I didn't have the tank optimized as much, and after a few of those the shields were almost gone. We'll get a warp ready just in case. So we took about 60%. That red zone there. So just
drive active.
gonna keep the distance till the shields are recharged. Just waiting for the shields to recharge. Remember Sheila B. Devotion? So just looking, the nearest is 68. Don't think any of them have got a lock on me. And they're quite well spaced out, although that will undoubtedly change as we get closer. Okay, I'm ready to... Shields are at 88%. And we're just coasting on in. Can't lock that one up yet. I think somebody else may be here. Yeah, somebody else is taking these. That's why they've got restricted access. Okay, no worries at all. So it's got a different location.
Drive active.
That was handy to do, but that's just enabled our shields to fully recharge. With the training I've done, my shields don't take long to charge anyway. But you just have to remember that this is a venture and the ship is not really designed for this. But it's been good practice with the lasers before I board my sucker bus and start taking risks. Okay. No anomalies on the scope. Okay. Try one of the other asteroid belts.
Drive active.
They'll respawn somewhere. Let's try the burrow.
Drive active.
That's the boss who's just messaged me. Okay, so nothing on the scope there either. Okay. Well, it was good that we were able to do some practice. So I think if we head back to the academy.
Drive active.
Okay, so
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
So if we just change that back for the other one, and while we're doing that, we can have a listen to another DMC creation, the final DMC creation of the evening. MixCloud doesn't like the Carpenters because it's a mega mix. It breaks all the rules. But Night Flight's good. Brian Butler, 1988. The Night Flight album was released. So all we need to do then is just confirm how much the total was from our mining. Because let's have a quick look. So we didn't unload it, did we? It's unloaded now. And .7. Sorry, 7.54. Okay. Part shifts work, but my mining skills need development. But what a beautiful ship to do it in. The boss realised I was streaming. That's a good boss. So, just a reminder, bottom left, Hyperion Accord. This gentleman here, Hybrid Net, he's my boss, he's the CEO, and I built the website. And as you can see, it's just like a business website for a company, a non-Eve company, should we say. Recruitment. So just reminder, my so what with Eve is the API. If it's got an API, then we can do some really interesting stuff. So, Hybrium Accord. Find the website, hybrium.info. e-business hosting, all one word, .biz. Have a look. And this is the last track of the Night Flight mix. Weekend Girl. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe. I will be playing the track till the end.